Jason asks, can I lowball multiple properties at the same time to create like a reverse bidding war situation? What a great question, because the market is in a strong buyer's market as we have not seen in a long time. As such, there is downward pressure on pricing like this generation of homeowners, including myself, has never experienced before. So as a buyer, why would you not try to take advantage of this situation to better your finances for a change? Yes, absolutely. If you're trying to lowball properties, now is the time to do it. But you have to be very careful in how you go about it, because there are legal and ethical considerations to account for. And no, just because you want to get a deal doesn't mean that the seller will necessarily give it to you. So today, we're going to explore offering on multiple properties at the same time, how to do it the right way, and making sure that the agent you choose is up to the job. So subscribe to the channel for more real estate insight like this, and don't forget to click the like button for lower prices in the marketplace. And remember that if you need my help in Greater Vancouver, you can book a call with me right now using the first link in the description down below. Jason's comment reflects on a time when buyers would have to bid on properties against other buyers in multiple offer situations who were all very eager to overpay and waive their conditions. And now that marketplace, it's completely flipped. Many buyers are wanting to submit lowball offers to sellers in hopes of locking up a purchase below market value. And well, you cannot blame them for that at all. But there are things to consider. First, make sure you and the agent you hire for your purchase here in British Columbia are on the same page. This starts with an open and honest conversation about your strategy when you start making offers. For example, if you came to me and said,
no matter what happens, I just want to offer 20% under the asking price of the property,
I'd suggest that we're probably not a very good fit to work together, and here's why. Let's say you're looking for a small one-bedroom condo in Surrey Central, an area that is flooded with inventory. It has very little sales and is currently showing over 11 months of inventory, a very strong buyer's market. Well, if of the properties that do sell, we see that market value is $425,000, and you want to offer $340,000 on comparable properties, well, honestly, you will be unsuccessful, because if the seller wanted to sell for that low, they could easily still just put their property on the market right now at $399 and be sold in a week, even in a marketplace like this one. And using your strategy, if 20% off list price is the deal you're looking for, then maybe you should just offer on overpriced properties, say at maybe $529,000, of which are only worth $425,000. There's lots of those properties out there where people bought at the peak and now they're asking those same peak prices. Then, using those metrics, you will be happy, but you've used an extremely poor strategy because, of course, $425,000 is still market value. But you wanted under market, and that's fair. If you hire me and my team to help you with your purchase, I should work hard to get you an under market offer, but I also live in reality. And the reality is this. I say this kind of jokingly, but if I knew of a seller that would take $340,000 for a place when I know it's worth $425,000, probably already would have bought that property myself to make a hefty profit. They're just honestly not out there. So now let's talk about the real strategy. Let's say there are, I don't know, between 10 and 20 one-bedroom listings on the market right now for, I don't know, $419,000 to $449,000. And we know that the market value is $425,000, but the market price is heading downwards. Well, you can either wait to see if the market goes as low as what you're willing to pay, or you can start offering the number you want to pay right now. Then prepare yourself to start hearing this word a lot. No. Most sellers have no interest in selling, say, at $399,000 if they're listed at $439,000. And although they don't want to admit it, probably the buyer and seller in this situation both know that the property is worth $425,000 and it would sell if it was listed there. But the truth is, prices are headed down, and likely there are some distressed sellers out there somewhere. So now the question is, how is it we find them? Well, you have to start writing offers, and you likely have to write many offers to find out which sellers truly want out. Now, morally and definitely legally, you should not be writing offers on multiple properties at the exact same time. Like, I would not recommend that you view 5 properties today, write an offer that night on all 5, and wait to see what comes back the next day. Starting off with the moral argument, let's say, for example, you did write those 5 offers and 3 of them came back the next morning as accepted. Well, you only have the intention of buying 1 of them. So now you're knowingly stringing along other sellers for a period of time of which you have to perform your due diligence. If the market is soft, you tie up that property for a period of time of which that seller could be accepting other offers from other buyers who are being truthful about their intentions. Well, in my opinion, if you're doing that, you are no better off than those sellers who didn't necessarily follow the rules when the market was switched in their favor. It's just the other side of the coin, and back then we heard lots of complaints about how greedy the sellers were. But also legally, if you have multiple accepted offers at the same time, you could potentially find yourself in a lawsuit for the properties that you did not end up moving forward with. This is because an offer is made in good faith and it has set conditions. Here in BC, you can walk away from any deal at any time within the first 3 business days, but for a fee. This is what we call the cooling off period. But if you fall back on some BS excuse like your financing didn't get approved, if the seller can prove that that was a lie and you had the ability to remove the condition in the contract, or that you had no intention on doing it in the first place, they may win a court case if they can show damages. And damages would be selling that property for less in the future. And given where we know the market's going, it's fair to say they're probably going to have damages. Now, it's also fair to say that suing in a situation like this would be extremely hard for the seller to do, and they would not have a great chance of winning. But it has been done successfully in the past, and you should probably try to avoid the headache of being tied up in a court battle for the next 2 to 5 years for something stupid that you probably shouldn't have done in the first place. The legal costs would be crazy, and the headaches, well, they could easily be avoided just by doing this. Try doing it the right way. After viewing properties you have considered to be a good fit for what you're looking for, go ahead and make an offer on the one that you like the best or that you think you can get the best deal on. But try this. Try being truthful. What a novel idea. Instruct your agent to write the offer and let the seller and the seller's agent know that, hey, if you don't like my offer, that's okay. You don't have to take it. But I'll be moving on to property number 2 on my list tomorrow. So let's go back to those numbers that we used earlier. Let's say that we know that market value today is roughly $425,000. The best property, or the property that you want to offer on, is listed at $439,000. You think that the market is headed down, and currently I agree. And you're only going to act on that property if you can get it for under $400,000. You have your agent write a lowball offer, maybe for $390,000. And you'll notice here I did not say go to $399,000 right away. Everyone, buyers and sellers, they want a little movement in negotiations, so plan for that. But also instruct your agent to make it clear to the seller's agent and the seller that, listen, if we don't get the price that we want, we're just simply moving on. It's fair, Mr. or Mrs. Seller, that you don't want to let the property go for the amount that I'm willing to pay today. And you don't have to, but I'm giving you an opportunity to get out from under this property right now. And if you don't want to work with me, that's okay. I'll go find someone else who does want to work with me. Now, again, I must stress, get used to hearing the word no. Some sellers don't want to deal with you, and that's just fine. That's their choice. They own the listing. They can continue to own the listing. And honestly, some agents won't want to work with you, specifically if your math is completely out to lunch like the numbers we discussed earlier. And let me be clear, just because you want to get a property for a deal doesn't mean that it's going to happen. Realistically, this is a way better plan for an investor because they care a whole lot less about the actual unit that they're acquiring, and they're only focusing on the numbers. If you're looking for a home to live in, you have a greater chance of wanting to pay market value, or possibly even more than that a little bit, because you care about the things that make the property special to you, like school catchments, street noise, condition, or maybe features of the home like which direction it faces. But don't be afraid. If there was ever a lowball season, It's now. And if you're going to be making offers in a market like this one, you had better watch this video right now to discover more about the mindset of home sellers when they're asking way too much for their properties.